Today, we're back at the glass plant. That's right, the Oakland glass plant, or should I say recycle glass plant. This is going to be a feature on this channel just because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to see a historic glass plant being torn down. And today I got a little action. Last time I was here, nobody was here working, but today, well, you can see here they are tearing this down. I want to say this is phase 5, but I don't know what they call it there. So I got some news on this project from one of the neighborhoods living here, or nearby, I should say. So his house could be in this video. I'm not sure where he lives, but he made a few comments saying that this demolition of this project has created a lot of dust and people are getting sick and fish are dying. That's right. Koi fish are dying. A man was selling koi fish as his business, and the dust from all this recycled glass plant has basically killed his fish and his business. So just think about it. A recycled glass plant that's been recycling glass for months is now torn down. Now I want to say that the glass plant has been here since the 70s. Could be longer. I should do my research on these videos, and maybe I'll buy the next video. I will know when this glass plant was built. It's hard to say, but I am thinking it was the 70s. That's when a lot of stuff was built. In the 60s and 70s, believe it or not, there was a boom in the Bay Area. A lot of the land that you see along the bay is made of landfill, where they just dumped old debris into the bay and made landfill. Now that's not what this is, but it definitely is right on the edge. So the neighbor was saying that people are getting sick and the fish are dying, and the dust control that they are using is not working. So there will probably be lawsuits in the previous years to follow this project. He was talking about not only the dust of this project, but in future, the gas of the trucks that'll be coming in and out of the new Amazon facility. So, how long will the Amazon building be up before it gets torn down? But you can see there in this part of the video, that long arm is doing its job. It's really getting into points where people can't even reach with blowtorches. But everything is slow. I just wonder how many people worked on this part of the Oakland glass plant. It amazes me on how big this place was. I do have a picture that I will put up in another video or maybe at the end of this video, of what this glass plant used to look like before it started getting demoed. We will see, we will see. See if I'm that professional. You never know. You know, it's one of those things where my daughter is an editor and her father doesn't know how to edit. So someday maybe we'll do a collab and do a project together where she can teach me how to edit. But for today, you just get these little silly little videos of destruction at its finest. Look at that machinery trying to pull. That thing is pulling that piece, pulling, and I'm wasting a lot of film watching him. I just wanted him to pull that apart. Will he do it? Will he do it? He's using all his tug. You could just see that arm just trying to pull, and there it comes. He did it. He did it. I don't know. Boy, that's a strong tool, but I don't know. He could probably break his arm. See, that's the thing. There he goes. He broke it apart. There's what he wanted, but I'm sure he wanted more. You know, I don't think this machinery was built for this stuff. I think it's built for digging ditches, not tearing down buildings like that. Here's the old beautiful island of Alameda, right across the bay. But you can see this was a 2-story building right here with a big attic space. So if this was all, I wonder if they must have made bottles too. That's what happened here, I do believe. They probably recycled and made bottles. These are questions that I have for you. Did you work here? And was this just a recycling plant? And why did it close? We will never know until I do some research. So by the next video, I might do a little research. You know, back in the day, we used to have these things called encyclopedias, and you would have to go research and learn about stuff. But now we just ask our phone, and I'm too lazy to even do that. But maybe by the next video, I will tell you how long this place has been here and when it was built and what's coming next. Like I said, I think the next project will be an Amazon distribution center. That's right. Hundreds of people will have new jobs here, just like hundreds of people lost their old jobs here. Maybe a couple old glass plant workers will have their new job here at the Amazon building. I don't know. A lot of questions I don't have answers to, but I know that they have a lot of work left, but they've done so much so far. You can see when they get one big piece of metal, they like to get one tug and be done. It's kind of satisfying to see one big chunk come down. You can see he's working on that one piece, but a lot of times it's a fail. You can't do it. So just like in any job, you just got to be patient, and there's that big piece. That's what he wanted. You see how that big piece came down? I'm sure he was so satisfied with that. He's still trying to rip it down even more after that. So that must have been a lot of roofing and patching. So if you've ever been a roofer, that must have been a A lot of patchwork on that roof over the years. A lot of these old buildings, they just give up patching the roof. They just let it leak during the wet years and no one really complains. But that's what's left right there. You can see the big smokestacks and that last little finger. So the rock crusher, well, it's doing its part by turning big rocks into small rocks. So that backhoe basically feeds rocks into there all day long. And those rocks get ground up in that machine and they ride the little ride. A little carnival ride to the top of the new rock pile. That's right. That old building is going to be turned into a new building. And nothing goes to waste here. All the steel goes to China and they melt it all down and sell it back to us. And all that rock, well, they'll probably turn that into the new Amazon building. I don't know. Well, there's that beautiful island of Alameda right there, but I heard a helicopter, so I was looking for a helicopter in the air. And when you're flying these drones, you gotta look around. I didn't see a helicopter, did you? I don't know, but boy, did I hear it. So you just gotta be careful. Don't want any accidents. You know, we gotta share the air, as they say. You ever hear them say, share the road? Well, you gotta share the air, because I have to document what is going on here. And you can see in this shot, if you were one of those people that are looking for any kind of dust control, well, there is none on this day. If they were doing proper dust control, they would have a man on the ground spraying an 1.5-inch hose into that construction and really getting it dirty. But on this day, I don't even see that little machine that blows the water around, do you? No. So that was one of the biggest gripes about the dust, was they were supposed to control it. When they started this project, they made a deal with all the neighbors saying, we will control the dust. And look at right here. On this day, there's not nobody spraying anything down with water. So maybe it has been raining, so maybe they considered that dust control because it rained a couple days before. I don't know. But I know for a fact, you can see right here that it is a slow and tedious job. And if nobody's spraying for dust, well, you're going to eat dust for a couple more months. I'm sure they would like for it to go faster, but as you know and I know, in this world, we want everything done instantly. We live in a disposable society where even our buildings are disposable. Nothing is here forever. And as you can tell by this building, and actually this business, you would think that it would be around for a long time. Well, nope. In the grand scheme of things, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and the teens. Well, that building's just as old as I am, believe it or not. Well, I've outlasted it by a couple years, but I don't know. Maybe it was built in the 50s. I'm going to do my research and I'm going to get back to you. I guarantee you on that. Sad to say, though, nothing lasts forever. You, me, the trees. It just is a flash of time we live in. So I just wonder if the old architect that, or even the people who built this building are still around. I don't know. Kind of like the old war veterans, you just don't know where they're at anymore. But like I said at the beginning of this video, and I'll wrap this up pretty soon here. But like I like to say here is, this is a once in a lifetime, I want to say, filming project. I don't get to see this destruction every day, so I know you might get tired of me filming this, but I'm really waiting for them to film boy, that's easy for me to say. I'm really waiting for them to tear down the smoke stacks. But I've already got a couple people saying, thank you for documenting this, so that's what I'm going to do here today. I keep waiting for them to tear this part down too, so this is one of the last parts of this finger, and I wanted to see what's inside here. Can you see what's left inside there? That was a big warehouse, wasn't it? With a big open floor. So what was in there at one time? Stacks of bottles? I can only imagine. But that was a big part of the warehouse, where this other part had 2 floors. It had a first floor and a second floor. So I can only imagine that they made bottles here also. And those big furnaces over there, they probably melted the bottles down. So I wonder if you could YouTube the Oakland recycling glass plant inside of it. I don't know. Well, as the jets fly by and the glass plant gets torn down, I gotta say this, that it is only a matter of time before this thing starts getting built back up. So I'm going to be doing a lot of filming at this location. And thankfully, my drone has only lost connection one time. So I don't like to lose connection with that drone, because it is so scary to have the screen go blank on you. So I'd like to get a little closer, but you are in Oakland, so I fly out of Alameda, where it's a little bit safer, because Oakland, they will take your drone. And a matter of fact, the last time I flew in Oakland, I actually sat in the cab of my truck, and that worked out pretty good. But even that's a little sketchy. Well, I gotta keep on going here. The planes are flying over. I got the door open for the cat, so I better just get ready to end this video. But before I do, I want to ask you, did you work here, or do you live by here? And when was this thing built? When did it stop being used? These are all questions I need to be answered, and I will get the questions answered by the time you see the next video. I got some homework to do, don't I? Yeah, I sure do. Well, I didn't get the sun out today. The shadows and the long arm of the law shadows weren't out, but it sure was a beautiful day. And before I end this video, I want to show you what's going on at the smokestack. You can see they took the scaffolding down off of one of them, and look at this. They are working right now on the other smokestack as we speak. Yep, those guys are working hard on the smokestack. And before it was covered up, so I couldn't see what was inside of it. I knew what was inside, just a big dark hole, but I thought I'd show you. Yep, a big dark hole. I think the construction worker even saw me right about here. So, but I thought maybe there'd be some light at the end of that tunnel. And sure enough, there was no light. It was just dark as you can get. But if you look close enough, there's some kind of light down there. Anyway. Well, there you go. That's what I'm waiting to see come down, is those smokestacks. And I don't know how they're going to tear those down. Are they going to blow them up like the World Trade Center and have a controlled demolition come straight down? Or are they going to take them down piece by piece? How are these smokestacks going to come down? You tell me. I know they covered them up with all that plastic because they were decontaminating them. There must have been some kind of asbestos, or I know they're probably full of silica because that's where they were burning that glass. So I can only imagine they shut this glass plant down because of environmental purposes. I'm sure the neighbors that are complaining about the dust surely was complaining about the glass plant pollution. So they're shutting down the industry in Oakland. Another $1 million industry moves to another part of the country. I'm sure they still need glass recycled somewhere, so everybody's moving out of California. Believe it or not, In-N-Out Burger is moving out of California. That's right. The restaurants will still be here, but the corporate office, well, they're moving to Tennessee. So just like the Beverly Hillbillies, they used to pack up your stuff and move to Beverly. Well, now the Beverly people are moving to Tennessee, especially after all those fires in Los Angeles. I'm sure a lot of people are moving out of this state. And I really can't blame them for that. Too expensive and too much crime, and gas is too high, but now I'm starting to complain, so I just better be grateful for everything I have. And well, I'm grateful you came along with me on these little adventures. I'm grateful that the drone came back. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful I didn't hit those electrical wires and turn the power out to the whole neighborhood right there. All right, you know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.